Did you know that your gut bacteria might be more important for your athletic performance than your training program? What if I told you that the difference between you and elite athletes isn't just genetics or training, but trillions of microscopic organisms in your digestive tract? Dun dun dun. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why your gut might be sabotaging your gains, tanking your energy, and even affecting your mental performance during workouts, and exactly how to fix it. I've spent a decade as a longevity fitness coach, and I've seen people transform their performance by focusing on one thing most trainers completely ignore. This isn't just another eat clean lecture. These are science backed strategies that elite athletes are using right now that you can implement today. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over something that might be the missing piece in your training puzzle, your gut microbiome. The common belief is that athletic performance is all about training volume, recovery protocols, and maybe some supplements. Work harder, sleep more, take creatine. You know the drill. But here is the contrarian approach that's revolutionizing sports performance. Your gut bacteria may be more decisive for your athletic ceiling than any training program you follow. Here's what we're covering today: how your gut directly impacts your energy levels during training, the shocking connection between gut health and muscle recovery, why inflammation from poor gut health can sabotage even perfect training, and the mental performance link that no one is talking about, and my simple 5-step protocol to optimize your gut microbiome for peak performance. As someone who's coached people for a decade and made changes for my own gut health, I've seen firsthand how addressing gut health can be the difference between plateauing and breaking through new levels of performance. So let's get into it. Let's talk about something I see all the time: athletes and people who feel inexplicably fatigued despite perfect training, nutrition, and sleep. If that's you, your gut might be the culprit, and here's why. Your gut bacteria are directly involved in how efficiently you convert food into energy. They produce short-chain fatty acids that power your mitochondria, the energy factories in your cells. A 2019 study in Nature Medicine followed elite runners in the Boston Marathon and found that those with higher levels of a bacteria called Veillonella had significantly better endurance performance. Why? Because these bacteria convert lactate, that burning sensation in your muscles, into propionate, which enhances energy production. Here's how to apply this. Instead of reaching for another pre-workout, try incorporating fermented foods into your pre-training nutrition. Something as simple as adding 2 to 3 tablespoons of sauerkraut to your lunch can increase those beneficial bacteria within days. I had a client a few years ago who was struggling with mid-workout crashes despite perfect nutrition on paper. We added kimchi and kefir to his daily routine, and within 2 weeks, he reported being able to maintain high intensity for longer in his training sessions. This matters because energy isn't just about how you feel. It directly impacts training volume, which drives adaptation. More quality work equals better results, period. Now, if you think that's interesting, wait until you hear about how your gut affects how quickly you build muscle. This is the breakthrough that completely changed how I approach training with my clients. Your gut health directly determines how much of the protein you eat actually makes it to your muscles. You can eat all the chicken breasts in the world, but with poor gut function, you might be absorbing just a fraction of those amino acids. A groundbreaking study in 2021 in Science Translational Medicine found that specific gut bacteria species are responsible for breaking down branch-chained amino acids, the key building blocks for muscle tissue. Athletes with diverse microbiomes showed up to 25% better protein utilization compared to those with less microbial diversity. Here's what this means for you. Before spending more money on expensive protein powders, focus on improving your protein absorption first. One simple strategy is to combine protein with digestive enzymes like bromelain found naturally in pineapple. I recommend adding a slice of fresh pineapple to your post-workout meal. Another approach is to include bitter greens like arugula or dandelion greens in your meals, which stimulate digestive enzyme production. I actually implemented this with myself, added a specific protocol of digestive support, and my recovery markers improved dramatically. I felt that I was able to increase training frequency each week without overtraining symptoms. This is crucial because faster recovery means more frequent quality training, which compounds over time into significantly better results. Speaking of recovery, let's talk about how gut health affects inflammation, perhaps the biggest performance killer out there. Here's something wild. The bacteria in your gut have a direct line of communication with your immune system. When your gut barrier becomes compromised, a condition called leaky gut triggers the system-wide inflammation that can completely derail your recovery process. A 2020 review in the Journal of Applied Physiology found that athletes with markers of intestinal permeability had significantly prolonged recovery times and higher injury rates. The research showed that high-intensity exercise itself can temporarily compromise gut barrier function, creating a vicious cycle. The practical application? Focus on foods that support your gut lining. Bone broth contains glycine and proline, amino acids that repair the intestinal barrier. I recommend 8 to 12 ounces daily, especially during high volume training phases. Another practical strategy, timing your fiber intake. While fiber is crucial for feeding beneficial gut bacteria, consuming too much fiber right before intense training can exacerbate gut permeability issues. Time your higher fiber meals for at least 3 hours before hard training sessions. I've seen this work wonders with one of my clients who was very active but kept getting mysterious inflammatory flare ups that were disrupting her training. After implementing a specific gut supporting protocol, her inflammatory markers dropped noticeably in just 3 weeks, and her recovery between sessions accelerated dramatically. This is really important because chronic low-grade inflammation doesn't just slow recovery, it actively breaks down muscle tissue and blunts the training response. Solving this is like removing a handbrake you didn't even know was on. Now, let's talk about something that might be even more important than the physical effects, the gut-brain connection and how it impacts your mental game. This might be the most underappreciated aspect of gut health for athletes. Did you know that 90% of your serotonin, the neurotransmitter that regulates mood, focus, and pain perception, is produced in your gut? A fascinating 2018 study in Nature Microbiology mapped the connection between gut bacteria composition and mental performance under physical stress. Athletes with healthier microbiomes maintain cognitive function during exhaustive exercise significantly better than their counterparts. Here is the practical takeaway. Certain bacteria species actually produce neurotransmitters that affect your mental state. Lactobacillus and bifidobacterium strains found in yogurt and kefir produce GABA, a neurotransmitter that helps maintain focus and reduce anxiety during high stress training. I recommend incorporating 1 to 2 servings of plain, unsweetened yogurt daily, preferably from grass-fed sources, which have higher omega-3 content, also beneficial for brain function. And another powerful strategy is periodic carbohydrate refeeding. Low-carb diets can reduce the populations of beneficial bacteria that produce butyrate, a compound essential for optimal brain-gut communication. The mental component of performance is often what separates good athletes from great ones. When the physical abilities are similar, mental resilience becomes a differentiator. Now let's pull all this together into an actionable protocol you can start implementing today. Here is my complete system for optimizing your gut health for athletic performance. Step 1, assess and remove. Start by identifying potential gut disruptors in your current routine. The big three I see most often are excessive NSAID use, which is ibuprofen, for training soreness, high-dose isolated protein supplements without supporting nutrients, and chronic high-intensity training without digestive recovery. For 1 week, track your digestive symptoms on a 1 to 10 scale after workouts and meals. Look for patterns and triggers. Step 2, repair the foundation. For 2 to 3 weeks, focus intensely on gut barrier repair. Add 5 to 10 grams of L-glutamine daily, preferably post-workout. Incorporate 1 tablespoon of collagen peptides into your daily routine. Consume zinc-rich foods like oysters, pumpkin seeds twice weekly. Include slippery elm or marshmallow root tea 3 times weekly. Step 3, re-inoculate. Now it's time to repopulate your gut with beneficial bacteria. Rotate through various fermented foods rather than sticking just to one. Add prebiotic fibers like resistant starch, which is cooled potatoes or rice, and consider periodic use of soil-based probiotics, which research shows may be particularly beneficial for athletes. Step 4, strategic training nutrition. Modify your nutrition around training to support gut health. So for pre-workout, limit fiber and focus on easily digestible carbs 1 to 2 hours before. During the workout, for sessions over 90 minutes, use carb sources with multiple transporters like glucose and fructose to reduce gut stress. And post-workout, include ginger or turmeric to reduce exercise-induced gut permeability. And step 5, monitor and maintain. The maintenance phase is where consistency matters. Adjust your fiber intake based on your training volume. Higher volume equals more careful fiber timing. Test probiotic rotations. Different bacteria strains have different effects on performance. Gut health isn't a one-time fix, but an ongoing process that needs to be integrated into your training philosophy. Now, I've shared a lot of information today, and you might be wondering where to start. The truth is, even implementing just one of these strategies can make a noticeable difference in your performance. Let's recap what we've covered today. Your gut microbiome directly impacts your energy production during training. The efficiency of your muscle building process depends heavily on gut health. Controlling inflammation through gut optimization is crucial for recovery. The gut-brain axis significantly influences your mental performance under stress, and a systematic approach to gut health can transform your athletic ceiling. Remember when I asked if the difference between you and elite athletes might be because of trillions of microscopic organisms? That wasn't just a hook. It's the reality that sports science is now confirming. Unexplained fatigue, slow recovery, plateaued performance, and mental barriers all have a common thread running through them. Your gut health might be the master switch that controls them all. If you found this information valuable, do me a quick favor, hit that subscribe button. I release in-depth content like this every week, breaking down the cutting edge of performance science into actionable strategies. Drop a comment letting me know which of these strategies you're going to implement first, or if you have any questions about adapting these protocols to your specific situation. Until next time, remember, sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come from the smallest places. In this case, the trillions of microbes working behind the scenes of your athletic performance. Train smart, eat smarter, and I'll see you in the next video.